destination is Tampa, Florida.
You're
First,
going
we're going to Atlanta.
Okay. What time is your flight?
10 something.
Okay, gotcha. I just need your ID, please.
Okay,
First
so you're
security.
gonna okay, what do you want me to do, the balloon?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good one, okay?
Just gonna film a few seconds of the line. Make sure you're not turning the camera that way.
Please stand clear of the train is arriving. The train is arriving. Fourth year for all A games. Fourth year for all B games.
This train is departing.
Platform level. Mezzanine level. Ground level. concourse level.
Once again, for those passengers going to Atlanta, flight 2974, you do travel as an import, you have an onboarding pass for the baby, please check with me this time, we can assist you. We'll be boarding this aircraft for 10 more minutes, here at the gate B74. And also, for those who have a car seat to store, if you're not zone 1, you boarding zone 3. Zone 3, that's the time you're boarding for the babies. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Please for Delta flight 2974 to Atlanta gate B74. Also, if you have a car seat to store, you're welcome to board it this time.
Good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Listen. Thank you.
Saddle, please keep in mind that all your carry-on items must fit underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin. Large items such as rollerboards should be placed wheels or handles first on this aircraft, and your smaller items should go underneath the seat in front of you. Should be seated with your seatbelt securely fastened, aisle armrests lowered, and tray tables and seat backs returned to their original position. Flight attendants, armed doors for departure, cross-check and all-call.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices.
Be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate.
Is that? No. Oh, there's the data centers. Yeah, we're really following the 28 path. And this 28 right there. Now this is very unusual takeoff. I don't remember this kind of thing on vision. Over there earlier.
avoid injury from items that may have shifted during flight.
Bye.
Did you say bye to the guys? Did you see the cockpit?
Oh.
Thanks for flying with us.
What?
Yeah, as I signed.
You guys can
Yeah. Very nice place.
This is not the big gates I remember. This is not how I remember what it looked like. Why are the ceilings so high? What have they done with this place? They renovated the decor, didn't they?
Korean Air take flight from Atlanta to code sharing. What is code sharing?
A gates.